been here before, under pressure and lights, reading faces through the silence of fights. Cards come and go, but the will stays tight. Every chip I earn is a scar made right. Bluffs can breathe and lies can run, but the river speaks when the deal is done. Stacks just numbers, hearts the test. Patience plays while ego rests. You can't fake fire, you can't fake grit, and every lost soul folds when it's lit. The chips don't lie, they tell the tale of battles fought when logic failed. They show who breaks, who stands up tall. When the blinds rise and empires fall, you can bluff the table, bluff the sky. But when the dust clears, the chips don't lie. Stacked against fate, I've made my run. Built from dust, what fear undone. Lost it all, clawed it back. One big blind, one narrow track. I've read the tales and I've played the ghost, but the chips remember who needs it most. Stacks just numbers, hearts the test. Patience plays while ego rests. You can't fake fire, you can't fake grit, and every lost soul folds when it's lit. The chips don't lie, they tell the tale of battles fought when logic failed. They show who breaks, who stands up tall. When the blinds rise and empires fall, you can bluff the table, bluff the sky. But when the dust clears, the chips don't lie. You can fold the truth, hide behind the eyes, but chips record every whisper, every rise. They don't forget, they never blink, they sit and wait while players sink. The chips don't lie, they write the song of those who knew where they belong. No shortcut home, no lucky ride, just guts and grind and time on your side. You can run from doubt, but you can't deny when it's heads up for glory. The chips don't lie.
The grind is over. The lights are on. 6 remain. But only one takes it home.
They fought through the fire, played through the pain, stacked their wins, read the game. Now the final 6 take their place at the table where legends chase. No more rebuys, no more rounds, just cards and chips and battlegrounds. They came with skill, with pride, with style. This is the moment that's worth the while. Final table, light shine bright. Glory waits in the heat of the night. Every move, every read, every play, earn the hard way, no easy way. This is where the best collide. Syndicate pride, no need to hide. No second chances, but full respect to those who rose with every check. Now it's chips, it's nerves, it's time to write your name in the syndicate line. Final table, light shine bright. Only one walks out tonight. Not for luck, not for show, for the grind. You hear the clatter of chips? That's not luck. That's legacy. The Syndicate, cold blood, no doubt. We run this town, now fade out. The Syndicate, cold blood, no doubt. We run this town, now fade out. The Syndicate, cold blood,
and run this town they do. It is the Syndicate, Omaha Overdrive final table. After yet another 8-week series, it's time to bring the Omaha games to their final close. It is the final table of the series with our top 6 players. And top 6 players and music that just wants to die out on us. So we'll just do that. In any case, we're here, the Syndicate Poker Club, playing for free, playing for real, playing on pokernow.club, a free-to-play poker client, on a 8-week free roll series that qualified everybody for this final table. Everybody that's supposed to be at the final table is not there. We are missing one player, but we will give you the introductions as the game for today is Omaha High. Pot limit Omaha. No all-ins unless that's what the pot lets you do. 4 cards dealt to every player and their whole cards. And we are off and running with the Uno deck as we shuffle up and deal on this final game of the Omaha Overdrive. Syndicate Poker Club. As everybody kind of slowly moves in, tonight's final players got kind of the usual suspects again. Case Lee, Biggie Large, Boss, Marta, 4 King Ace Hole. Godly making another appearance in a final series. Or final table, I should say. Biggie Large and Marta going heads up in this first hand. We will explain how the game runs here in just a moment. Marta taking down that hand with a straight. Casely, 4 King Ace, Godly, Biggie Large, Boss, and Marta were your finalists for tonight's final game. Godly trying to figure out why she's not in the game. Take a break and find out what is going on there.
I've been broken, I've been bruised, felt the weight of every truth. Carried shame like heavy chains, but I won't let it win again. The tears I cried, they washed me clean. A fire born from gasoline. My pain, my mistake, my lesson. Every fall taught me a new direction. I'm rising now, no chains can hold. This heart of mine is forged in gold. Every scar's a badge I wear, proof I made it through despair. In the dark I found my spark, learned to fight and heal my heart. The voices said I'd never heal, but now my strength is all I feel. My pain, my mistake, my lesson. Every fall taught me a new direction. I'm rising now, no chains can hold. This heart of mine is forged in gold. I used to run, afraid to see the mirror staring back at me. But now I know I'm worth the fight. I'll stand my ground, I'll claim my light. My pain, my mistake, my lesson. Every fall taught me a new direction. I'm rising now, no chains can hold. This heart of mine is forged in gold. My pain, my mistake, my fire. I'm climbing higher, I'm climbing higher. Low chips, just chill, still show up for
Well,
the free seat, big dreams.
after all of the fiascos going on, we are back live on the air, on the mic. We've missed a little bit of action. Trying to figure out the snafus going on with some of the players. But everybody's in. Godly, Biggie Large, Boss, Marta, Casely, Working Acehole, all going for the top spot in the Omaha Overdrive final game. 8 weeks they qualified for these seats. 8 weeks of Omaha goodness. Many players played. Many players got close, but it all came down to last week's final qualifying round. And this is what your top 6 players came down to. And what's interesting about tonight's game is actually we have 3 players sitting in tonight's final game who have already won a bracelet or title with the Syndicate. Godly, showing up late to the game, but did make it. Actually won one of the won the second series, game series that the Syndicate ran, the summer, what was that? The Summer Weekend Warrior Series. That one ran for 12 games. And Godly ended up taking that one down. That was the second of the summer series that the Syndicate ran. Now, Casely and Four King, both coming off of series final table wins just in the last week. Casely on Wednesday morning taking the World Shift title. And on Saturday afternoon, Four King Acehole took the Secret Bounty title. So those two are fresh off of their final table wins. It'll be interesting to see how this all shapes out tonight. Anyway, apologize for the lack of commentary, but I'm sure a lot of you are like, well, thank God he's not talking for a moment. We'll get into the game of Omaha. How is it played? Well, it's just like a lot like Texas Hold'em, except in this case, you get 4 hole cards, as you see. There's a dealer button. To the left of the dealer button, a small and big blind. Those are always determined by the blind structure. In this case, it's 50, 100, 50 for the small blind, and 100 for the big blind. These are forced bets pre-deal upon those 2 players. Then 4 cards are dealt out to all of the players. These are their cards to use. After those cards are dealt out, around the table comes the calling, checking, or raising of those blind bets. And then once it all comes around and the pot is good, then 3 community cards are dealt out. Now the trick in Omaha. Send me back to bed. Omaha is you must use 2 of your hole cards and 3 of the community cards. No more, no less. You must use 3 community cards. You must use 2 hole cards in order to make the best 5-card hand possible. So the difference between Omaha and Texas Hold'em, sometimes the board can play with all 5 cards, or maybe 4 cards and you only use 1 in your hand. In the case of Omaha, you must use 2 of your own, which can take a twist in the game. As you'll see some of these hands as they expose their cards, they can have a whole array of different suits and ranks of their between 2 to ace. They can have a king and a 7 and a 4 and a 9, and you never know, they might end up with a straight or a flush or a full house. A lot of 4 of a kinds that you'll see in Omaha. Saw a couple of them actually in last week's qualifier, as a matter of fact. Working ace hole there ended up flopping quad 5s and played it very nicely. I think that was the Omaha game. That might have been Where's Chase? One of the other new series that just started up last week on Wednesday. We'll tell you more about that shortly as well. Get back into the game here. We got some big betting going on. Boss with the nut flush. Taking that one down. As Casely's on the button, 4-king ace hole on the small, Godly on the big blind. Five, ace, 5 on the board, 2 clubs, 2 5s. Everybody's checking it around so far over to Casely. Casely goes 3. Everybody's going to fold out on that one. And they will head off to the next. Syndicate Poker Club, playing for free, but playing for real. Over at pokernow.club, a free-to-play poker client. Absolutely free to anybody. You can sign up over at Poker Club. English, motherfucker. At pokernow.club. I give up. I just give up. I can't talk anymore. Marta going 100. 4-king ace hole going 100. Godly calling that. 2 3s, 2 8s, and a 5 all sitting on this board. Rainbowed completely up. Godly will check it. 100 from Marta. Little tiny bets on this 1700 pot. And Marta with the 3 of a kind ace kicker with the 8s. Four king 9 hole on this hand. We always like to joke when we do actually see a 4-king and an ace come on the flop. There's the 4-king ace. We know who's going to be winning that one. 4-king ace hole there. Up at the top left of your corner there. Speaking of 4-king ace hole, actually we'll go to that after this hand's over. Don't want you guys missing out on the showdown here, if there is one. Biggie Large checking it over to Boss. She'll go 200. Casely, 200 to go. Says no, and so does Biggie. Boss will take it down, showing a flush of the spade persuasion. Going back to 4-king ace hole, he does love his Omaha high, so this is his game. So look out for him on this particular game. He is the Syndicate overall so far in first place, top of the leaderboards overall. Also has been at his highest sit-and-go ranking over at PokerNow.club in the sit-and-go tournaments. Highest ranking of first. Most annoyed by Lucky Fucks. And as you can see, that's his only notable poker accolade is that he was a Poker Now sit-and-go season champion. And he's old, from Los Angeles, which tells you a lot about his mind state, perhaps. Biggie Large will take that one with a jack deuce deuce. He had a full boat. Deuce is full of jacks. Marta and Casely, battle of the blinds here possibly. Marta going up. Casely will see the flop. 4 deuce king. We will now see a 9 of diamonds. $200 from Marta. And that'll do it. We will move off to the next. Godley, who was also late to the game, is now offline, so we'll be holding off for her. Biggie Large will limp in for the 100. Marta will join the party along with Casely. 4-king ace hole with the option. We'll check it. Four of spades comes on the turn. Casely's action. Biggie Large to call that. Casely going again with the 10 of spades. 300. Called up. 3 of a kind. 4s. Casely's 2-pair. Interesting hands being played out there for sure. Godley back in the game. Biggie Large will call the 500 from 4-king ace. Casely. $15 from ace, and that will be enough to take that one down. Godley and Biggie Large in the blinds. We'll be going up here next hand to 100, 200. Currently now only 5,100. Casely going for the action. Godley back offline. We will pause out for that one. In the interim, speaking of Godly, hails from D.C., 20 years old. Syndicate overall 7th. Most annoyed by trash players. Highest poker now, sit and go ranking is 36th. Also noted, that's not on the screen. Big into the GTO wizard. A lot of mathematics in her poker play. Or solvers or something, whatever the hell they call that shit. Everybody's got their style, and that's hers. And it's worked. Being a Weekend Warrior 1 series champion. Winning herself one of the bracelets that the Syndicate gives out. Nice and shiny. Nice and shiny, didn't cost a dime. Free poker right here with the Syndicate Poker Club. Hearts on that board. Pretty dangerous in Omaha. Casely says, no thanks to Biggie Large's big bet, who did indeed have the low flush, little baby flush. Godly back offline again. Godly back online again. Biggie Large will limp in, as they call it, meaning he will just call whatever the big blind bet was. Marta will raise it up, though, with the option. When you're in the big blind, you have an option to raise it when the betting comes back around to you. If it has not been raised prior to it coming to you. That's why they call it the option. You can check it, which means you just let it go and see the cards, or you can raise it. Some people are really weird and they will fold their option. I've seen that happen. I don't know if they're just stupid or perhaps they're just not paying attention. Casely will go 400 on this. Biggie Large will go along for the ride. Marta says, hell no. The ninja. 2 9s on that board now. Complete rainbow out here. Biggie Large will take that one down again. 2 pair aces, 9s to, I didn't see, we had the smaller screen up there. I think that's at aces and 3s. Four, 3 jack on the board. And a deuce of spades comes on the turn. Biggie will go for 5. And a queen of clubs on the river. Poker Now being played over at pokernow.club. This is a live broadcast of a live tournament game of the final table of the Syndicate Poker Club. Pokernow.club. Completely free to play. Free to sign up. Lots of action going on out there with the sit and go monthly seasons, as they call it. An ongoing thing. Every month it goes and goes and goes. Thousands upon thousands of players. That's why the Syndicate is considered a group of some of the best tournament players on Poker Now. Because almost about 20% of the leaderboard is comprised of Syndicate players. Godly offline again. Godly in the action to limp in for the extra 100. She will go. King 5, deuce, heart, a spade, and a club. And now another deuce in the form of a heart. Biggie Large will go 2. Marta will see it. Everybody's going to hang on for the ride. With another heart on the river. It's a queen. 800 from Biggie. And we have another flush on the river from Biggie. That's how the game of poker goes sometimes. The River of Tears, as we like to call it. Speaking of which, I will take a break from the mic and you will listen to one of the classics from the Syndicate sessions. It is The River of Tears, the poker song you didn't know you needed to have.
This one's for the grinders, the ghosts of bankrolls past, and everyone who's ever lost to a guy named Ricky, holding 6'9" offsuit on a prayer.
I had the nuts on the turn, felt like a king, counting my chips, hearing the angels sing. He called my shove like he couldn't care less, said let's see what happens, oh no this fucking ass. Board paired the river, my soul took a hit, he slow rolled me quads while eating Cool Ranch chips. Down by the river of tears, where dreams drown deep and love disappears. These stupid fuckers floating down the river, sitting on the toilet and then they flush. I played it right, but fate interferes. Now I'm floating alone on a river of tears. Another day, another dollar lost. Flopped a straight thought, I'll show him who's boss. He called with 2 pair, weak as can be. Then the board paired up naturally. He fist bumped the guy in a Scooby-Doo hat, while I stared at the felt flat on my back. Down by the river of tears, where dreams drown deep and love disappears. These stupid fuckers floating down the river, sitting on the toilet and then they flush. I played it right, but fate interferes. Now I'm floating alone on a river of tears. I once believed in math, in discipline, in range, but now I believe in bad beats and emotional change. They say variance, I say witchcraft. They say don't tilt, I say laugh on my behalf. Cashed out my chips, walked into the night, past the neon sign and the soda Sprite light. My bankroll's gone, but my soul remains, scarred by maniacs and psychic pains. If you see me wandering with hollow eyes, just know the river's where my sanity lies. Down by the river of tears, where straights get cracked and you face your fears. It's not just the cards, it's the pain of the peers who hit runner, and then cheers. Yeah, I'll see you again on that river of tears.
Well, there you go. Is that just not the anthem of the river card in poker? The River of Tears, part of the Syndicate sessions. Songs written by the Syndicate. We'll have another one for you that we just debuted on Wednesday. It's Syndicate Island. Play that one for you here in just a short few moments. Checking in with the gang here on our final table. It's table 1. Can you imagine that? It's a final table and there's only one table? How's that happen? God forbid. Take a look at the actual chip stacks and what the leaderboard is sitting at. Biggie Large is sitting in first place right now, 17 grand. Almost 18. Boss, Baba Black Sheep, Boss, 14, sitting in second place. Marta in third, sitting with 10 grand, still around the starting stack. Godly, rounding fourth. Casely fifth, and Forking Ace Hole, sitting all the way in the basement at 33.50. Really the short stack at this point in the game. We'll see if he fights back after coming into this one coming off of, I should say, clinching the Secret Bounty Series championship title, champion title, whatever you want to call it. Godly back offline again. Got a 9 Jack 5, rainbowed up. Queen of Spades comes. Big Large Boss Marta, who actually rounded out. Biggie Large and Boss ended up finishing out the final Secret Bounty game, heads up, on Saturday. Biggie Large taking that one down. But it wasn't quite enough, as the points in the series had Forking Ace Hole as the overall winner on that series. No final tables on those. It's all about the top points, grinding it out. Marta taking this one down, 3 of a kind, 4s. And just more proof that a low 3 of a kind can win a hand for you. Or even a low pocket pair, big. Can win big in Omaha. Everybody but Forking Ace Hole is staying in the hand so far, checking it around to Boss, who checks it as well. 2 of Spades on the turn. Check, check, check. They're John Malkoviching it. Check, check, check. Haven't used that line in a hot minute. Another 6 comes on the river. And they're going to John Malkovich the whole thing. It's Teddy KGB all the way around. It is, as Boss will take that one down, with Pocket Kings being part of her hand that played as the high part of the 2 pairs. Marta, who is currently in this hand with a King 5-7 on the board, also known as the Ninja, a very mysterious person in the syndicate. We know very little about Marta. Annoyed by nothing, has no notable poker accolades. We don't know the age. We don't know the hometown. The only things that we do know. Highest sit-and-go ranking at poker now is 17th, with a syndicate overall ranking currently 5th overall with the syndicate. Blinds are up to 200, 400. Boss will sit this one out. 6-3 queen. And here we go, Teddy KGB in it again. Check, 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 check. And Godly pausing out here for a minute.
That's my purse! I don't know you!
Perhaps we're going to see her timeout. Going offline again? We're not sure. Checking it out, though, as it times out. Biggie will go 4. Gets Marta out of the way as well. Casely says, fuck no. Ace are going for it. Godly's in. 2 of spades on that final card for the community cards. 32 from Godly. Everybody else saying, hell no. There's more than likely a straight sitting there. Nobody wants to play with Biggie. Godly says she will, though. Starting to call him Biggie the Chasing Bully. Used to be a bully. Now he just chases. Another 2 of spades on the river. The Godly will bet on. Be the time for the Doyle Brunson. Biggie Lard says he don't have it, and Godly not giving any information on that one. Speaking of chasing things, the official referee of the Syndicate, Poker Cat, 9 years old, annoyed by rabbits, still has no other notable poker accolades yet at this point, other than not begging for treats for one game. There is not one game that Poker Cat does not beg for treats while refereeing our games. Boss, we'll see the 400 from Marta's big blind. We will limp in with a 6-5 ace, 2 diamonds. And an ace of clubs. Boss will bet it up, but that will be enough. Hands were that bad. Godly will go up an extra 4. Biggie will call it. Boss having a good think right about now. And we will go heads up, Godly and Biggie. They will check it down for a 3 of diamonds. And we will see a 5. That board is looking mighty straight. And there it is. There is your wheel. Ace through 5. As we said, the Syndicate just finished up 2 more series, one being the World Ship Series and the other one being the Secret Bounty. But one special event coming up here in about a week. Actually, not even a week, in a few days. It won't be that long. Well, a week from now. It'll be next Sunday, I believe. The open house. Syndicate hosting their 3rd open house free roll tournament. It's open to anyone and everyone. Come take on the Syndicate as they defend their house. Twice they've come to take them down, and nobody has yet. Syndicate Open House on September 14th at 11 p.m. Eastern Time. So it's going to be a late night game. Sign up for Poker Now Club, pokernow.club account, and you too could play. Marta's going 16. Biggie, the only one who's got the ones big enough for that. He's going to pop it to 400. Marta will call it. Ace of spades on the turn. Another 4 from Biggie. And a jack that probably didn't go with much. And a pair of aces from Biggie. Biggie catching a lot of these hands there. Oh, forking ace hole went out. We must have been, I guess we were off talking about the open house. Forking ace hole has gone out in 6th on this final table. So that leaves us with 5 players. Biggie Large still up in the lead. Boss taking second. Godly hanging out in third. Marta and Casely bringing up the back end here. Both a little bit underneath their starting chip stacks. Actually, Casely going up. But now we'll add back to that and getting about back to 0 here. Two eights, a 5, and a 7. And now another deuce on the river. Apparently everybody's going to be deucing in the river. I'm not going to say it. 3 of a kind from Boss. Blinds are up to 300, 600. We will stick at that level for another 10 minutes as we keep on rocking and rolling on this Omaha Overdrive final table. Whoever wins this game will take the coveted Omaha Overdrive bracelet, as well as the title. Marta going up 2,700. Biggie been showing some big balls. Thinking about this one. And says no. With a 7-4, 2 pair. 3 of a kind on the flop there for Marta. So that one could have gone anywhere. Good bet by Marta. Getting Biggie out of there. Poor Biggie.
Your poor balls. All dry, empty, and sad.
The big balls did not hold up on that one. 4-4 deuce on the board. And here comes a 7. A lot of crap cards coming on these flops, but that's Omaha for you. And there's another 5. A lot of low cards on this board. It is check, check, check. And Biggie will take that one with 2 pair with his 9s and 4s. Biggie going up double the blind at 1,200. Boss will call it. Marta's playing along. Casely will say no thank you. Godly's out of there. 8, King, 10. 8 of hearts, King of diamonds, 10 of diamonds. $19 from Boss. Everybody's going to stay in and play. Everybody's probably chasing something here. And there is a 9 of clubs on that river. Whoa, Marta going all in with a 12,000 pot sitting there. I'll take it up to 17,906 all the way. This will put Boss all in. Or no, sorry. Boss will not go all in, but that took a big chunk of Boss's chips right there. Marta now becomes your chip leader that fast and that quick. Marta says, we ain't playing around now. The ninja has struck. Took a big chunk out of Boss. And Marta flexing some muscles on these flops now. Boss comes from planet Earth, 3rd rock from the sun. Annoyed by Biggie Large the most. Highest sit and go poker now ranking is 57th. But the Syndicate overall for Boss is 6th place. One of the fiercest competitors with the Syndicate. One of the originals, as a matter of fact, one of the original 10 that started out the Syndicate Poker Club on pokernow.club. So that's Boss for you. Little player insights for you. Hope you don't enjoy them, because I don't enjoy bringing them to you. The whole two people that are probably going to watch this broadcast. By the way, the Syndicate, even though they play for real, play for free, and play for real, they also have the hellest amount of fun, as they actually have one of the craziest bounty series that has just started Wednesday. Game 2 starts this week. Give you a little insight into that game as these guys clear out this hand right here.
I don't need no chips, I just need your flair. Freak child's coffee, now it's my kind of affair. Acer lit a smoke, blinked once then sighed. That priceless lighter, baby, it's been chase-ified. You're here for the blinds, I'm here for the buzz. Like a glittered up raccoon with a god complex. Just because. Catch me if you can, Syndicate elite. Your roster's full of killers, but I'm light on my feet. I don't play a hand, but your table's been pranked. I'm the klepto kingpin, and you are my bank. Millie Porter wine, turned once it's gone. She suspects the dealer, but that read is so wrong. You built a fortress of cold calculation.
And we are back to the action. Where's Chase, a Syndicate Bounty Series? And unfortunately, every time we take a short screen break, somebody dies on us. Boss has just lost out, and we'll finish the final table in 5th place. Biggie Large taking a huge hit as well. He's down to 74. Godley still hanging in there. Casely going up a little bit. But Marta holding on to the big chip lead here. Oops. Yeah, that's exactly where we were going. Get back there, Poker Cat. Thank you. Biggie Large, before he heads out, let's take a peek at him. 67th highest sit-and-go ranking with pokernow.club. He's annoyed by clocks. He showed up on time for a game once, is his notable poker accolade, but holding his own, as he is the Syndicate overall third in the Syndicate overall rankings with the Syndicate Poker Club, syndicatepokerclub.com, where you can find more about all of the Syndicate happenings around the world. The Syndicate actually is an international group of poker players. Marta with a pretty strong starting hand there, which was enough of a bet to get everybody out. Biggie Large is now sinking down into the basement. And we'll take a little bit more chips with that to give him some more life, but not much. Five, seven, eight, 2 diamonds, 1 8. $900 from Marta. Is not going to be a freebie. 3 of diamonds, Casely's action. Checking the Marta will go 18. And that was enough. Get Casely out of there. No chasey chase for Case. Getting back into the promo we just showed, by the way, the Where's Chase series just started last week, a Syndicate Bounty series. Each player gets that knocks somebody out gets extra points on the point leaderboard, but there's a little man named Chase, and that's who that character was. He's hiding amongst the players, and you never know where he's at. And if you find him when you knock somebody out, and that's where he's hiding, you get an extra 3 points. But if you're the one hiding him when you get knocked out, you lose points because he's a kleptomaniac. You can find out more about the Chase series at syndicatepokerclub.com. Godley going up to 16. Marta will see that along with Biggie Large. 8 ace 8 or ace 8 8 8 8 8 8. Max headroom here. 8 ace king. Rainbowed up. Biggie Large will take that. Had 3 of a kind. King helped him on that flop. Go big or go home, says Biggie Large as he starts building his stack back up after being on life support there for a brief moment. Clubs on that board. 8 queen 4. Marta's going 8. Casely says no. Casely, also one of the strong players, just coming off of a championship win with the World Shift Series. Syndicate overall ranking is second. She's in her 40s, hails from Colorado, USA. Annoyed by river rats, she's played in the World Series of Poker multiple times. Her highest poker now sit and go ranking was 49th overall. Loves her some Hold'em the most. Hanging on for life support a little bit here in this final table, going down to 53, almost 5,400 in chips right now. As the blinds are at 400, 800. In pot limit Omaha, Casely going up, going big. Not giving any indicators as to what she had, though. Casely was under the gun there and called it. We will see a 10-8-6. 2 diamonds. 10-8, and then a 6 of spades. Casely betting that one. Biggie calling it. Is there a hand that Biggie does not call? Another 6 comes. Another diamond. So I'll put 3 diamonds on the board. Casely going 24. Biggie's calling it. Now another 8. So now we got 2 pairs sitting on that board, but only 3 of those cards can be used. So in reality, we only have a pair of 8s with a 10 on the board. And that was enough to give Casely an upper hand. Does not show again. Biggie doubling up on the big blind bet. Marta says no thanks for the extra 12. And Casely says no thanks for the extra 8. And she didn't have much there. Marta going up this time around. $2,000 to Casely to go. Godley is all in at 2080. Will not show what she has. But that'll be enough to take that hand down and stay alive. Getting down to the nitty-gritty here. An hour into our final table game. Biggie will limp in for the 8. Marta says no, 3 more. When I say 3 more big blinds, that is. And 24 from Casely with all those clubs on the board, a 9, ace, 10. And that will be enough to take that one. Casely only showing an ace. But we will try and do this real quick. We'll probably kick ourselves in the ass for this while they're in the middle of a hand. But the Syndicate Poker Club, syndicatepokerclub.com. Check us out. Rosters, stats, schedules, calendars, everything is over there at syndicatepokerclub.com for your viewing pleasure, as well as the backstory of the syndicate and more. Godley has been knocked out by Biggie Large right there. See, I knew that was going to happen. This happens every time we go. This is how we're going to lose players for this game, is I just got to go to another screen so you guys don't get to watch the knockout. I'm just staying here for the rest of the game. No more screens, no more nothing. Maybe I'll play a song. I don't know. We'll take a break on the mic for a brief moment as we, we'll see how this hand goes. We'll go for it.
Just sit right back and you'll hear a tale of a wild new crew that started on a gaming trip with chaos breaking through. Freak Child was the fearless lead, 4 Kane brought the style. Vixen's moves were sharp and smooth, they'd play for quite a while. The weather started getting rough, the server lost its chill. If not for the code of the Syndicate, they crash against their will. Syndicate Island, they were born in the game. Built this world from code and grit. Will you roll with us? You just can't quit. Legends rise and no one hides. Loyalty's our battle cry. We don't run, we don't fold. Syndicate, we break the mold. Now this is where the fun begins with gadgets, loot, and flair. They built a base from winning dreams with style and savage care. Molly Mary made the potions pop, Obi cracked the code. Millie mined the deepest caves and Jammy overloads. With Casely's ace in the hole, Liriella's dance with magic light, Goddess ruled the skies. Biggie brought the thunder down while Boss just improvised. Miss Martinez and mesmerized. 4 King ace hole rolled the dice, and Marta led the charge. The Syndicate held nothing back, their legends living large on this wild and wicked, strange and twisted, epic, bonded Syndicate Island.
Well, holy crap, we got through a break without somebody getting knocked out. I'm amazed. Anyway, it's the Syndicate Poker Club playing live. It is the Omaha Overdrive final table. We're down to the final three. Casely, Marta, Biggie, Large Foo vying for the championship title and a bracelet. A nifty little bracelet that says, "You won. You're special. You are somebody." 6-9, only 3 of those cards can be used, and Casely will be the one using them with aces and nines, 2 pair. Blinds getting hard to deal with on these stacks. 500, 1,000 on the blinds, small and big respectively. And they come around quickly as we get down to 3 players. You only get a break from a blind bet one time. That's if you're the dealer with that little white button. Ace of spades, 7 of hearts, jack of spades. And Biggie's bet will be enough to take that one down. With some aces there. The aces are hot now instead of the 2s sitting on the river. Casely, she's going to go up, and they're going to go out. We got $1,000 from everybody. Casely on the option. Casely going up an extra 15. And that's enough to get those 2 out. Marta and Biggie will say no thank you. Casely takes a few more chips with that one. Biggie popping it up an extra 1,000. Casely will see it, and we will see the flop for $7.99. It's $7.99 on sale. 1,000 from Casely. Biggie says no. And Casely does not show. Casely under the gun with 1,000. Limping in. Everybody's in for a family pot of 3. King of clubs, 9 of hearts, 6 of diamonds, and now a 10 of spades. Full rainbow on the board. Once again, don't forget the players can only use 3 of those cards sitting on that community board. They must use 2 cards of their own hand. Any 2 of those 4 they can use to make the best 5-card hand. Marta checking it. Casely with the 5 of hearts. Marta having the 2 pair kings and 10s. Casely on the option. We'll check it. 6-4, queen, 10, or sorry, 1,000. That's a no-go. We're going to do the obligatory real quick. Once again, the Syndicate Open House 3. Open to everyone and anyone. September 14th, 11 p.m. Eastern. Check it out. Get to the syndicatepokerclub.com website or check out pokernow.club. Actually, pokernow.club doesn't have any of the links or information to the Syndicate's Open House 3, but that's where you will find the group being taken on by all of the Poker Now players on September 14th, 11 p.m. 11 p.m. Eastern? I guess it is 11 p.m. Eastern. For some reason, I thought that was an hour later. I thought it was at midnight. Maybe not. Casely under the gun, still hanging out at just about 0 stack from the beginning of the game. A little over an hour into it so far. Big battles. Fought and won. Working Ace will going out in 6th. Boss taken out in 5th after a huge hit from Marta. Godley slowly got dwindled down and taken out in 4th, which has left us with Casely, Biggie Large, and Marta. Marta with a commanding lead over Casely for sure, and still a pretty commanding lead over Biggie. But with the blinds at 500, 1,000, it doesn't take much, especially with the blinds coming around fast, 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 quick, with only 3 players. 395, rainbowed up with a spade, a club, and a diamond. Another 9 comes, a 9 of spades. And a jack of clubs. Board currently holds a pair of 9s with a jack high. Everybody's checking it down. Casely taking 2 pair of 9s and 6s. Low pocket pair there. Casely building back better yet again, as happened in the World Shift final table. Knocking on death's door and then came back and built back better. Tried the Joe Biden strategy, and it worked. Perhaps we will see that again tonight. Biggie and Marta checking so far. Marta says, no, we're going to grand. Biggie's going to see that river for grand. 8 of spades. $3,000 from Marta will be enough for Biggie to say no thanks. Marta had a straight. Got about a minute until the blinds go up yet again. Going up another 100, 200 respectively, so the blinds will be 600, 1,200. You don't notice it much on the small blinds as much as you notice it on the big blinds. The big blind will go up 200 chips. Casely taking that one down with trip queens. Check out pokernow.club. It's where the Syndicate plays. Home of the Syndicate Poker Club. You too can play for free, 100%. Not a single dollar needs to be spent or given. Sometimes a dollar could be earned. Little known fact. Check out pokernow.club. Pokernow.club. I don't know. That's fuck it. Go back to the table. Pokernow.club. Little known fact. A penny saved is a penny earned, but a nickel is still just 5 cents. Marta will get that one taken care of quickly. Casely almost has now doubled up from where she was just a few minutes ago. Biggie doubled that one up. He had 2 kings in his hand. And that's going to put Biggie Large sitting in 3rd position momentarily as we get going around here. 1,200 is the blind. Everybody limping in realistically. Hard to believe that that's a limp in at 1,200. Three of clubs comes on that turn. Marta going 3. Biggie will call it. Queen of diamonds comes up. And call. 2 pair. Biggie Large once again catching on the river. 8, 10, 5. Rainbowed out. Y'all remember that show, Rainbow Bright? I think that's who Chase styled his hair after. A glittered up raccoon. 7 king 9, 2 clubs. 7 and 9 of clubs with the king of hearts. No good for anybody. Just a pair of kings there from Biggie Large. Casely going 12. 12 from Biggie. Casely says nope. Biggie Large will take that one down. Queen 8-10. 2 diamonds again. 12-12. A check. Marta. Is holding tight. 27 to go. Another diamond comes. 12-12. And there we go. Another flush on the river for Biggie Large. Biggie Large is relying on luck, believe it or not, to get his way through this game. It's starting to appear. $48 from Marta. That'll be enough to get both Casely and Biggie out of there. Got about 6 minutes left of the blinds at 6-12. Deuce, Queen 8, and a 5. They're going quick. Another heart on the river. 54 from Marta. Casely shows she would have had a flush. Ooh, Marta would have had a straight, or did have a straight. Four deuce 5. 12 and 12. Now we got 3 spades on the board. That's 24 from Marta going out. King 5 Casely showed there at the end, who was out of the hand. Always sucks when you end up with a good hand, but there's no way you could have played it pre-flop. $18 to go for Casely. Pair of kings, jacks, aces, all sorts of cards out there. Two 4s and an 8 on this flop. Checked by Casely over to Biggie, who's going $2,000. No good for anybody. Biggie flopping trips. Marta's lead getting cut down by Biggie at this point. Nine, 7, 10. 2 clubs, 7 and 10 of clubs, 9 of hearts. Only a pair of kings from Biggie again. Four, 9 deuce. Checked by Marta. Got about 3.5 minutes of the blinds at this level again. Casely will limp it in. Biggie's going to double that up, 24. Casely feeling like Biggie's back to bullying. Pocket aces, not necessarily a good hand in Omaha, to be realistic. Pocket pairs are not generally all that they are cracked up to be in Omaha. I'm amazed that he's playing those so hard. That is very interesting. Not really the wisest of moves. Queen, ace, three, two spades. Queen of spades, three of spades, ace of hearts. Now another three of clubs. 1,200 from Casely. Marta says no. Wow, that was a quick hand. I almost didn't keep up. Trips from Casely. Family pot. It is. 6, Jack, 10. Jack and 10. Jack and 10 of clubs. It's a 6 of diamonds along with that. 1,200 from Biggie. No go from the girls. Or we assume. Marta is a ninja. Cloaked in secrecy. Once again, Biggie Large playing the pocket pairs very heavy pre-flop. Four, 4, 7. Six of diamonds comes on the turn. Everybody checking around with a 9 of clubs. Whole lot out there with that hand, that board. Casely says she's got something. And she did. 2 pair. Jacks over 4s. 10s over 4s for Biggie. Now that's a very interesting showdown there because Biggie's been playing his higher pairs. That is just, as a commentator, I don't quite get that. Changing it up, I guess. That is weird. Not only is Biggie Large a big bully, but he's also definitely going wild card on everybody. Keeping everybody guessing, I suppose. Casely will take that one down with kings over 8s. Getting those on the turn in the river. Casely building back better. Marta slipping away slowly. And a family pot for this one. All clubs, including the big slick clubs. King, ace, 6. Deuce of heart comes on the turn. And we have a jack of hearts on that river. Looks like the clubs are scaring everybody. Casely bets it, and that's enough to get everybody else out. Oh, just the ace jack. 2 pair. I expected to see the flush right about there. I think that's what Marta and Biggie were also thinking as well. Deuce, 8, 3. 2 clubs. 2 and 8 of clubs. 3 of diamonds. Now we got a queen of diamonds. Marta would have the 3 of a kind. Blinds have gone up now. 700, 1,400. Those big blinds are starting to hurt now. Good tight game. As we wrap it out with these last 3 players of the Omaha Overdrive final table. One player will be crowned the overall winner of the Omaha Overdrive Series in this game. Marta now attempting the build back better plan. Casely will check the option. Jack 5 ace. Motown, Jackson 5 with an ace 8. Marta will take that one down. Marta and Biggie going with a jack ace of spades, 8 of hearts. Now a deuce of diamonds, checking it down to the river. And we will show it down with 2 pair, 7s and 8. Checked it all the way down to catch that 2 pair. Casely under the gun on this one. 14 to go, calls it. Biggie will limp in. Deuce 4 jack. Flat tire on that board. Jack 4. What's a jack for? A flat tire. Get it? For those of you that are not up to poker lore. Or dad jokes for that matter. Queen of hearts. Rounds it out on the river. Casely going 28. Biggie says no. Casely does not show. Family pot at 1,400 on the big blind. Casely going for the 1,400 minimal bet. And that'll be enough to push the 2 other players out. Casely now taking the chip lead. Marta now dipping under the 10 grand mark, but betting that pretty hard. Jack deuce, wow. Ace deuce suited, king, interesting. 1,400 limp in here. Biggie large and Marta heads up. 659, another 5 on the board now. Complete rainbow. And Biggie would have had the straight. Had it come down to a full-on showdown. $479. And king of spades on the river. Casely will take that with the straight. 3,500 pot there for her. And that will pop her into a really good lead again. Pretty much doubled up over Biggie Large and Marta. Casely pretty much has half of the table's chips at this point. Working Ace all going out in 6th. Boss went out in 5th. Godly took out in 4th. Even after a late arrival, I should say, to the game. Partially because of technical failures and glitches. We got 2 9s sitting on the board with an ace of spades coming on the river. 1,400 to go from Marta. And that will get the other 2 out. Casely and Biggie saying no. And a couple of 8s.
It's a party, all right.
And 5 of hearts. Big time party out here with those hearts. Casely taking it again. Casely hanging tight. 1,400. Build back better again for Casely, as she did in the World Shift Series final table. Marta going 42. No go from either of the other players. Marta flopping the straight on the wheel. King 7 deuce, rainbow. By the way, if you know the Rainbow Bright song, we could look it up on Google, but give us an email. Info at syndicatepokerclub.com. Contact us on the website, syndicatepokerclub.com. Also, join the Discord. If you're on the Discord, you can always join us there. All that information on the Syndicate website, which is right there. syndicatepokerclub.com. Check us out. Check us out, man. We're the cool kids. 35 from Marta. With a strange looking board out there. Marta with another straight. 6 high. I do believe that was 6 high. His cards disappear so quickly. And 1,400 for a family pot. The blinds being 700, 1,400. About to go up again here shortly. In about another 2.5 minutes. Definitely a long, drawn-out final 3 here so far. As some more chips get shifted over to Biggie. He pretty much cleared up over 10 grand, but had to bet in a blind right away. 3 diamonds on that flop. 8, king, 9. Casely says no go. Casely under the gun. Biggie will limp it in. Marta will check the option. Ace, jack, 6. Now I have 2 clubs, 2 diamonds. 6 of diamonds, jack of diamonds, ace and 7 of clubs. 1,400 to go. Another 7. And pair 7s with the king kicker pretty much for Biggie Large. Everybody limping in so far. Casely on the option. Coffee refills can be sent to the KFRK Digital Studios in Thornton, Colorado, USA. For more information, email us by using the contact page on the Syndicate website, syndicatepokerclub.com. 28 from Marta. Biggie will not see that one. Pocket queens with a king. Nothing suited in there, though. I don't think there was. Oh, maybe there were 2 clubs. I think it was a queen 3 of clubs, what Marta showed. Casely under the gun again. As we got about 10 seconds left in this blind level, so this will be our last hand at 700, 1,400. And we will be going up to 800, 1,600 next hand. 6s on the board, 2 pair of 10s over 6s for Biggie. That he shows after everybody folded. Biggie doubling it up to 32. Well, there you go. Now, see, that was a hand worth raising right there. That one made sense. Double suited, double high, suited connectors, all sorts of shit going on there. Queen 6, 9, 2 spades. Queen of spades, 9 of spades, 6 of clubs. Casely going 32, Biggie's out. Marta, 32 to go. And Marta will go with it. Jack of clubs on the turn. Casely in the action. Big pot was building up there. Casely will take it down with that bet. 3 of a kind, jacks. I think it was jacks. His cards disappear. I don't get to see them fast enough or slow enough. Whatever it is. I need new glasses. By the way, if you want to donate new glasses to the broadcast booth, email us, syndicatepokerclub.com. Casely on the option. Checks it. 4-4-3, 2 spades. 4 and 3 of spades, 4 clubs. Now a 2 of clubs. And another 2 on the river. The form of a diamond. Casely will take a 2 pair 4s and 3s. Flop the 2 pair. 16 to go. No good. Casely. 8 to go. Calls it. Biggie on the option. Checks it down. 3, 4, 6. Another low flop. And another God blessed 2. And Biggie had the straight on that one. $1,600 family pot. Everybody's in on this one. Well, here we go. 3 diamonds with an ace king being 2 of them. 16 to go for excuse me, Casely. I've been holding that cough in for like 20 minutes. And there's your flush with the jack of deuce. Everybody definitely having the swings in this hand, or this game. They're up, they're down, and now everybody's kind of evening out again as Marta starts coming back in. Casely still with a slight chip lead here. Marta says no more chip leads. We're paying for these cards. 56 to go. No good. Biggie showing pocket 8s. Interesting play from Biggie. I have to admit, this is very interesting play. Any other time, he would have played that hard if he was in position. And just a pair of queens there with all those clubs in his hand. 64 to go from Marta. And no good there. Big cards there for Marta. And the field has pretty much evened out now. Marta catching up to Casely now. Biggie not far away. Pretty much back to a whole brand new game. Starting blinds at 800, 1600, right? It's like a tie game with 5 minutes left. 8 king jack clubs and a 3 of spades on this board so far to the turn. $1,600 to go for Casely. $32 to go from Marta. Biggie calls it. Another spade, 7. And there's your flush with a jack. Five, king, 6, 5, 6 of spades, king of hearts. Three, 10, 7, 10, 7 of spades, 3 of clubs, 16 to go from Casely. Biggie says no. 8, 16. Biggie limps in. Flop comes out with 2 5s and a 3. Ace of spades. And a 3 of diamonds on the river. Marta will take that with a pair of 5s. 6,400 chip pot. Still keeps everything around well, pretty much this is about as even as it gets at this point. Look at that. Everybody's sitting about 20 grand right now. 60 grand sitting on that table, and each one of them has a third of it. We are in a brand new game pretty much. High roller stakes for the most part. Marta will call that. Checks it to Casely. 32 from Casely will be enough to get Marta out of there. Biggie checks the option. King 4-5. Three hearts on the board. Casely checks it to Biggie. 25 to go. Casely says no. Only two pair, kings and jacks. It's definitely a tight game. Even the server apparently is having trouble keeping up as we keep seeing the server disconnect notice bar up at the top. 10-9-3, 10 of diamonds, 3 of diamonds. Don't matter anymore because Casely took that one down with her bet. Marta will limp it in along with Casely. Biggie on the option will check it. 6-2-4. On the other monitor over here, we see that Penn Jillette has shaved off his mustache. Marta will take that one down with 3 spades sitting on the board, so we can only fathom what was out there. 4-4-5 between Marta and Biggie here on that board. And now a 6 of hearts. Gives us a 4 and a 6 of hearts. 8,000 to go from Marta. No good. Six, 6, 9. Oh, darlings, isn't it just wonderful? The good old 669. And a jack of hearts. I'm not even going to go there. We'll get thrown off the air. May not be made for kids, but we can't be R-rated anymore. They gave us permission. 24 to go over Marta. No good. Somebody fired up a barbecue outside. 56 from Marta pre-flop. Casely, no. Marta will take away those blinds. Under the gun. Big position bet there, possibly. Our blinds have now officially raised up to 900, 1,800. Marta going big with 54. Biggie calling it 7-8 deuce. 65 to go from Marta. That will take a chunk out of Biggie, who only had a high card. Marta with a pair of kings when it came down with what they showed so far. 18 for a family pot with Casely checking it down on the option. Queen 5-10, all clubs. Marta saying sorry about all the bluffing. Do we believe that? Is the saying you're bluffing possibly a bluff? One of the wonderful mind fucks of poker, isn't it? Threes pair the board. 2 pair of 10s over 3s for Marta. The jack and 10 that he was holding. The ninja takes it down. Queen 7-4, all hearts. Casely going 29-48 to put Biggie all in. Here it comes. 3 of a kind for Biggie against Casely's 2 pair. And Casely gets the straight on the river For the big Broadway, that will take Biggie out in third place. Casely and Marta now going heads up. Marta with the chip lead. This is it. The two players coming down to it. Good game, Biggie Large Fool. Let's not forget our three other players. Four King Ace Hole going out sixth. Boss, fifth. Godly, fourth. Biggie finishing out third. Casely and Marta now heads up. With the blinds being 900, 1800. On this final table, heads up. This is it. The last two players standing of the Omaha Overdrive Series. With the Syndicate Poker Club, syndicatepokerclub.com. Playing live, free poker at pokernow.club. Casely will take that one down with a pair of jacks, which caught on the turn. Casely, technically under the gun, does not want to go. Marta and Casely actually went heads up in the face-off series that is currently running with the Syndicate Poker Club. They're just about to finish up their round robin, and they will be going into the playoffs here very shortly. They've got about 2 more rounds left in the face-off series. All the players battling heads up against each other one by one to get placement on the playoff board. Queen 3, Deuce, King 5. 2 hearts, 2 spades. Casely going 36. Marta 72, raising it up, doubling. Casely will call that. Straight from Marta. We'll take the 21-6 pot. And we'll double that up, pretty much. Eight, 6 ace, 2 hearts. $18 to go from Marta. Casely now on the ropes. Casely will raise it up, doubling up. Here we go, 6, 6, 10, 2 clubs. 18 from Casely. Marta says no. 7,200 pot. Going back to Casely. Three, 10 king. King, Queen, 4. King, Queen of clubs, 4 spades. Marta going 18. Casely. Having a deep think about this. Big hand sitting there in Marta's hole cards. 900, 1,800, 3,600 to go. Casely calls it. 5, 5, 10. Rainbowed up on the board. 18 to go from Marta. Casely calling it. 4 of diamonds. Marta just betting the minimum. Aggressive enough. There's your 2 pair 10s and 5s. Nine, 4, Jack. It is a rainbow. Queen, Jack, King. Rainbow. We're going to start calling this the Rainbow Bright Poker Club, with Chase being the mascot. Marta having a flush, 2 pair from Casely. Casely getting close to being on the complete and utter ropes at this point, especially with blinds going up here in about 2 minutes to 1,000, 2,000. 4, Queen, Deuce, 6. Casely betting 32 half the pot, or 36 half the pot, pardon me. Marta will call it 7 of hearts. I think we're going to see an all-in here. Yes, we are. 32.43 from Casely, all-in. Marta folds it. All the way down to that. Marta ended up folding that bet. Well played. 9, Jack, Ace. 2 clubs. 9, Jack of clubs. Ace of spades. Now 4 hearts. Marta going 18. Casely. Hell no. $18, and we will see this one for a 7-8-5. Marta checks it. Casely. 36 to go for Marta. She will grab a hold of that one. 36 to go now for Casely, and she calls it. I can't speak fast enough. They're button mashing faster than I can call it. Ace deuce 5-3. 36 from Casely. Marta goes up to 72. Casely calls it. Another 5. Casely betting it out to 59.43. Takes the full boat over the straight from Marta. Getting the boat on the river. Casely now twisting the tables completely around 180 and taking the chip lead. Marta feeling tilted now. Supposedly, according to the chat that we just saw. 6,000 to go. That's $4,000 more to Casely. As our blinds are 1,000, 2,000. Going almost 2 hours into this final table. Marta limping in. Casely checks the option. Two to go from Marta over to Casely. I'll be saying these two names in my sleep. Marta, Casely, Casely, Marta, 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 Casely. It's like a bad movie. Marta, Casely, Casely, Marta. Unger over, Roger. From the airplane days. King, Jack, Queen, Queen. We got King, Queen of spades, Jack clubs, Queen of diamonds. $4,000 to go from Marta over to Casely. Casely, decision says no. 3 of a kind from Marta. 2 pair for Casely. Would have been chasing the boat. 10-7-7. Casely once again coming right off of a win last week to win the World Shift final table. Playing almost the same strategy. Build back better, per Joe Biden. Even though apparently Casely has no political affiliation, she has adopted Joe Biden's policies of build back better. and now Marta maybe too. 6-7-7, $2,000 from Casely. You're pretty much almost dead even on chip stacks here. 4-9-9. It's going to take a big move from one or the other to make a dent here. See who ends up becoming the more aggressive player. Casely going $4,000. By the way, just got this message in. They're asking what else we need in the broadcast booth. Right now, a bathroom. We need an away feature so that we can all take a piss. 1,000, 2,000 are the blinds. We're limping this one in for a family pot between 2 people. Ace 8 of clubs. Well, it doesn't matter because Casely took that one down with that bet. So who cares? Who would have thought that one of our final tables would go for 2 hours? I think this is the first one that's gone this long. Fierce competition with the players of the Syndicate. Especially when you have blinds that are not insane and stupid. Like other free rolls, where within 10 minutes it's 10,000, 15,000 or some shit. 2,000, 4,000. Let's see, where are we at? 4,000 from Casely. She raised it up. Doubled up the big blind. $4,000 is the call. Well, $2,000 is the call. Sorry, I wasn't even following this hand. To hell with it. I'm going to go play Tiddlywinks with the cats. You all continue watching the game. 8 of diamonds. We have 3 diamonds sitting on the board. Check from Marta. Casely thinking it out. $6,000. Marta raising it up over the top, putting Casely all in. Casely having a good think about this one. No, Casely will not go. There is the flush, a baby flush, as it were. And the tides have turned once again. As Marta goes with the build back better plan. All clubs on the board. No go. Quick and easy hand. 1,000, 2,000. Casely under the gun. Four deuce 8. Ace 7 queen. $2,000 to go. They will both play this one. 8 of spades. Casely taking that one down. And Casely beginning to build back better a little bit. All spades on the board. Now a pair of fours to go with the ace-king four of spades. And another ace. Now we got two pair on the board, aces and fours. Marta will have the pair of fives to go with the aces on this one. Casely folding out. Marta. Big cards there, pair of queens. Next blind level increases a little bit harder here in about 2 minutes, going up to 1250, 2500. Ace 10 5, two clubs. Nine of not diamonds. What the hell are those? Those are hearts. That's what those are. I'm new to poker, so give me a break. Seven of clubs on the river. 32,000 chip pot. All in for Casely. Casely takes it, and once again, we have a turning of the tide. And Casely will now take the chip lead on this extremely well-fought battle. Ace, deuce, jack, rainbowed up, checking it out by both players. Nine of clubs. Casely will take that jack five. Watch out for the magicians and the giraffes. The ninja is coming back. Casely will take that pre-flop. And we are shifting back and forth. $6,000 to go from Casely. No good for Marta. Queens and a three. Checked by both players. Now we got queens and nines on that board. Marta. Actually, I don't know why I said queens and nines on the board, because they wouldn't play. Queens and threes is what Marta ended up winning with. Always remember, you can't play all those cards on the board. You can only play three of them. You only get three, and you have to play two of your own in the game of Omaha Poker. Blinds are up 1250, 2500. Ace 10. Checked by both players. Deuce of spades. Double check with the three of clubs rounding it out. Checked. Casely checks it. Casely will take it with the two pair aces over with the pair of sixes. Aces and deuces for Marta. Queen 5, 6. 25 from Casely. It's going to be a big bet for Marta. Marta's definitely thinking this one out. That'll rainbow up the board again with a 9 of spades. Marta going on this one, 25. Casely, no. It's amazing how one card can change your outlook on an entire hand, especially in Omaha. Marta under the gun, folds it out. Casely will scoop up those little blinds. Casely limps it with an 8-8-9. Now a jack. Marta. Both players check. 10. Wow, what a board. I see a straight in our future. No, only two pair, jacks and eights for Marta. See, even I cannot predict the future. Poker Cat intently keeping an eye on this game. Four, jack, 6. 25 from Casely to go. Marta says no. Got to do the obligatory pokernow.club. www.pokernow.club. Free to play poker client. All sorts of good poker games out there. Build your own club. Get a $10 premium membership with them and you can build your own club. But there is no money to be played for at pokernow.club. It is all free. No money required. Join clubs just like the Syndicate Poker Club or make one of your own and be hot shit. Or don't. Just play for free. Or just join the Syndicate Poker Club. You could always do that by going to syndicatepokerclub.com. Check out the stats, rosters, players, games, live streams, all that good stuff, all out there at syndicatepokerclub.com. Back to the table. 10, 9, 7, 2 diamonds with the queen of spades and the 9 of spades. Now another 7 rounds it out on the river. Checked out by both players. Casely with big slick playing for her. With only a pair of 7s, ace king will play. Lines will stay 1250, 2500 for about another 5.5 minutes. And then they'll go up again to 15, 3000. Big blinds are going to start getting real steep. 4, 5, 3. Jack of spades. 7 of clubs. A lot of 7s all of a sudden. The game is rigged. $5,000 for Marta to go. Casely says, not happening today. Not with my pair of 3s. Oh, Marta had the straight. So there you go. Good bet. Casely will limp it in. 2,500 on the big blind. 7-4 jack. Casely bets it up. 25. Marta thought, I'm on tilt. No, apparently not. You're hanging right in there, Marta. I got to tell you that. But your stack is dwindling here. 2,500 on the big blind. Casely, 1250 to call. Calls it. And we go for 5, 10, 8. Casely getting aggressive. Chip leading Marta about 3, 4 to 1, 4 to 1 here now. 5 to 1. And Marta is on the ropes here. 6,600 left in the chip stack here. Marta having to think this could be an all-in. It is. Casely calls it. We got a pair of queens over a pair of 7s on a race. 2 pair of 7s over 5, 2 pair of queens over 5s. Casely will win yet another back-to-back, pretty much, in between acers win with a very well-fought, heavy, fought. That was a long game, folks. 2 hours of the Syndicate Omaha Overdrive final table. Casely will take a second championship bracelet for Omaha Overdrive. alongside what the World Ship Bracelet won last week. Marta coming in second. Biggie Large Foo taking in third. And that's how that will round out. What an excellent and exciting finish for the end of this series. So once again, it'll break down. Casely taking first, Marta second, Biggie Large Fool taking third, Godly in fourth, Boss taking fifth, and the Four King Ace Hole taking sixth. Imagine that. And with that, we are out of here. But as far as tuning in next time,
Step in the room, all eyes down low, cards on the table, but